While in film school, I was taught that when writing a character into your script, to always envision that character's backstory. That this will allow for you to comprehend where to structure your character's path and properly write in the decisions they will cultivate throughout your film. In comic books, this is known as the origin story. While my origin story, or shall I say my journey in Greenery, doesn't start with me being bit as a young boy by a mutant spider, and then becoming half boy, half spider, spinning webs from building to save the city of Baltimore. My journey began with a passion and love for creating spaces that tell a story about the characters that dwell within them. Working as a freelance director, I started paying more attention to the art of production design and the importance of making sure every detail in a scene spoke to who the character was that lived in that particular space. Whether it was the artwork on the wall, the books on the coffee table, or the plants in the sill. Those details had to tell the audience a lot about who the character was before they were introduced into the scene. This made me start to think about my own personal space and what those items and the details there said about me. So in 2014, I started to create a self-portrait of who Hilton Carter was with the materials that would live in my home. The pieces I would bring in would be, well, forever pieces. Things that already had a story or would become part of my story and travel with me throughout the rest of my life with those that joined along on the journey. With that, I started to bring in more plants. I saw how different I felt being in environments that had greenery, and I knew I needed that in my home. And of course, one beget two, and two beget hundreds. Well, it wasn't that extreme, but in a way, I was bitten by the bug. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you can relate. The power that plant life has in the home is so transformative. It's that same power that has so many bringing greenery into their homes today. Many of these individuals are part of a group I like to call the green loving community. And it's truly that, a community of people that all share a passion for plants and love styling them in their homes. So when I was offered the opportunity to create my second book, I knew I wanted to go beyond my walls and my story and touch on the wild interiors of others out there in the green space and go deep into why they became the plant lovers they are now. It's in these stories that you can find true inspiration. I had the wonderful opportunity to travel around parts of the world and meet some of the individuals creating greenfield spaces in and around their home and had them share their origin stories. From Antwerp to London, to Philly to Chicago, New York, and so on. So sit back and take a journey with me inside of their homes and see how the power of greenery has transformed them. Because at the end of the day, some of us are Superman, born with the power. While some of us are just Spider-Man, and we're merely bitten by the bug.